Hi everyone, we are Course Evaluation Summarizer team. I'm Connor Yuan. I'm representing all the team members to do this presentation. Let's talk about the overall goal of our project. Our project revolutionized the analysis of customer evaluation form by automating and speeding up course evaluation summarization. With a user-friendly interface and secure Google Auth login, user can upload the Excel form for comprehensive analysis. The tool is developed through key phases like Postgres database setup, support multiple file, and AI-driven processing, and ensure stability. The final version includes a polished interface to download the features and ChatGPT integration, streamlining the evaluation process for a more efficient user experience. Our development procedure includes 6 iterations. First iteration is the project intercept. Second is UI setup. Third is the backend foundations. Fourth is the file processing advancement. And fifth is feature completion. And last iteration is project finalize. So we finalize all the project with a comment removal, redesign the recent sections, and with the more testing, so we verify it. And I talk about use Google Auth as user authentication. So our authentication method utilized Google Auth, providing a secure and streamlined login process for user. With Google Auth, user login in their Google credential, eliminating the need for separate login details. Also, they don't need to register or sign up for a new account, and the implementation involves creating a project in Google Cloud Console, configuring the auth consent, and integrating auth 2.0 credential into our application. And the most important part is OpenAI API into our backend. So to seamlessly integrate the OpenAI into our Ruby on Rails project, we use the API key for the authentication and get construct the HTTP post request to relevant API endpoints within our Rails application. For example, when employing the GPT 3.5 model, we send the promise and receive the model generated response. The API key is secure managed, and this integration empowers our application with advanced language processing capability, enhancing the overall functionality and user experience. And we use the hierarchy to do the deploy. The hierarchy simplifies the deployment process by providing the seamless platform for managing the application, allow for easy scaling based on demand, and it support quick and straightforward configuration through the environment variables. Enhancing security, flexibility, hierarchies, automated dependency management streamlines the deployment pipeline, ensure that necessary libraries and frameworks are effortlessly integrated. And we have some reflection on our development process because we do something very well, but in some aspect we need to improve. Our team has excellent in process and idea and implementing the feature, but there are some gap in our proficiency with Git and version control, recognizing the importance of efficient versioning for seamless collaboration and code management. So we aim to enhance our skill in this area. I wish to talk about our future improvement. In our commitment to continuously improve, we recognize the significance of enhancing our UI UX design and refining the user workflow in future iterations of our project. So we acknowledge the role that intuitive user experience play in overall satisfaction. We aim to prioritize our user interface enhancement to create a visually appealing, user-friendly design. So this improvement extend optimizing the user workflow, streamlining the process to ensure efficiency and ease of the navigation. And thank you.
We have deployed our app on the Heroku, as you know, and when we come into our app, it takes us to this login page. So this is not too fancy layout for our software. We just wanted to focus on functionality of it more and improve the performance of it, other than just designing it so much. So it just takes you to a login page like this. You go log in, and we implemented our authentication using Google Auth. So it is just our client requested it to be very simple and easy. Just a one button, one click. You just go and redirects you to Google page. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to create account. You don't have to sign in every time. So based on the details and requirements that our client provided us, we just created a very simple authentication for our client and for the software. So it takes you to a login page, and we can take this login page and go log in as usual, and it takes you to a home page. So as you can see in our home page, this is where 99% of the software and processing happens. So this homepage, and it's the same layout. We were inspired by Texas A&M design and the logo, so we use maroon and white basically to keep a simple layout for our software and to kind of keep it as a familiar layout. So it's better for everyone when they're using it. So it's kind of appealing to the eye. Here in our page, we basically have a section we can, as a profile, we can go back to profile. And here it gives you detail about what email account are you signed in from. And you can, if you want to, you can go log out, go back to the page, but it will redirect you to sign in. So you have to sign in again to go back to the home page. So here we sign in again, and we will go to our home page. And also we have done the routing, so it's not like you go and you get lost. So if you click profile, you can go back to the home page again. So in a recent in the homepage section, we have a homepage part of the software. We have two sections, as you can see. It's upload files and recent. So upload files is basically where you have to upload your course evaluation data or your files, and they get processed and it will redirect to our next page where I will be exploring more with you in a bit. But then we also have a recent page. So we created a recent section to get rid of a bottleneck where you don't have to come in and submit the same file every time. So in basically in our software, you can have a comparison files, and so you can upload multiple files at the same time to compare it. But if you don't want to go back and upload an file every time, we have a recent section where most recently downloaded or generated file will be on this section, so you can just download it. So if you want to download it, you can download it from here, or if you want to upload it, you can upload it also. Coming back to our upload files, so we have restrictions from our client on what kind of files we have to upload, right? So we have to upload files that are the format has to be Excel sheet, and it strictly has to be XLSX files, basically Excel files, and the filing of the file has to be quite unique as well. So it has to end with the semester's name, which is either fall or spring, following with the year of the semester. So if you include something as in FA 2023 it will not be generated, or fall 2023, it will not be generated, or even fall 23, it will not be generated. So the file name has to be fall as in FA, and XX has to be 23, 24, 21, etc. So just to test out how it works, let's upload a few files. And we have some dummy files here we usually use. And you can see you can also upload 4 files if you want at the same time. It will take the 4 file and it will generate the 4 files. But since it's going to be taking quite a bit time, and I have a limited time to show how the software works, we will skip some parts. So let's just take like 1 file and generate 1 file. And we can also look at the different files. We can generate one more file from any of them and see how it basically does. So the first one is like this, and as I said, the naming has to be exactly like this. If it is anything other than that, it's not going to work. We could also test it out to see if it is not FA, if it is fall, let's say fall 2022. Oh, sorry. So if it is fall 2022 instead of that, we could see it here. We're gonna see fall 2022 generate. It will kick you out. It will take you back to the main page, and if you go back, it's going to say, hey, it's an invalid name, so make sure the namings is alright. We basically did this to get rid of any confusion that our client might have in the future in case she forgets, so this is still helpful for her. Going back to it, we can change the name, and we can make it FA 2022, and we can click generate. So our generate, it might take a quick minute, and the reason why is we are using additional sources and tools. We are using ChatGPT API keys and API to generate this file. We have done a lot of prompt engineering in this one, and since it is a free source and our client insisted on maximizing the usage of free sources, uh, we kind of had to make a little bit sacrifices on our performance for the cost. So here you basically come to a download report page. Again, there is no way to come to this page if you are not uploading a file and you're not generating it. So once you generate it, it will take you to download report page where you can find your intermediate files, your final comparison, and you are generating your comparison files. So once we click generate comparison, then we can download our final comparison files. So let's click the generate comparison files, and now our file is ready, so we can download our final file, right? So to basically better explain you how this process works, I will be showing you the raw files that we get from this, and then um, we will be comparing our raw files with process files, so we can see how the processing functionality of our software works. So basically, when you come into this part, you see that there are a lot of information about the user IDs that we have, and approximately you can see we have like 277 data points from um, our client, and we have the university IDs, the server names, the term name, the college, all this information, right? You have the course section name, you have the professor's name, you have the teaching assistant, sections, questions, question options, and then there are sections like feedbacks, different questions from the course evaluation quiz, basically question types, what kind of question they are, the responses that we get, a lot of responses that we have received, and uh, basically the question responses. and then we have the text response section, and also we have the comments. So there are a lot of comments, and some comments might look similar. Some comments are very duplicate of each other. So there's basically no difference between these comments. So we will be exploring them and see how our software basically processes these comments, these data points, not just comments, but all these questions, question responses, and the data we get, right? So coming back to our files, we have a process file. Um, so coming back to our process file, this is basically what our process file looks like. The first thing that we get from our process file is the number of the questions we have, and the kind of sorted out matter where you can clearly see the questions and then there are the question numbers. The second section is basically about the file you uploaded and how many respondents there were from the file. So we had 36 respondents for fall 2022 file. Moving from this, we have these sections. These sections were given us by our client, and our client wanted us to include these sections and these responses. So where we have our perfect score, right, and we have the percentage of improvement where we don't have any data for it, but we have the average points and the median points in the mode. So this shows the data we have, and also you can find a summary in some of the files, the comments basically, right? Here you can see that what basically our software does, it takes a very big processing file and it processes it in a matter that our professor can come in and see, hey, for the question one, what I have getting, and what is the average response, right? What is the median response? What is the mode response? And for this question, how much is the points, the perfect score, and these sections and the summaries and um, basically informations for those files. So this just makes it a lot easier for our professor to get the idea of the course evaluation from students and see how the course does and an overall data of it. And then going back from this file, we have the intermediate files. So intermediate files are basically formatted in a very similar way, but there are more uh, like they are not they have more details, but the other final process files are more appealing and they're more summarized. So this basically we are following the same structure that our client gave us. So we have the perfect score, average video mode here, and where we provide the information, we provide the summaries, and we basically have the comments that are giving. So these are the sections, and based on the sections, we have our comments that are given to us, the summary for the section, the perfect score, average, median, and mode. Then coming to engagement participation, the same thing is following average, median, mode. Here we have like the comments that for giving that for that section and the summary. Then we have a grade. Then the feedback section where we have the feedbacks um, for our comments, and in here again these comments are processed in a way that we have no duplicate comments, right? So coming to critical thinking, as you can see, we are following the same fashion and the same structure that our professor provided us. General comments, again, general comments don't have any duplicate comments. We sort them out and we process them in a way that each one of them are unique and each one of them are very clear and summarized basically. And organization of the course and the same structure is following for this section as well.